Welcome back. The news in details. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi directed providing necessary funds for developing the communication and information technology sector and its infrastructure within the digital transformation strategy and the state's plans for financial inclusion. President al-Sisi's remarks came during his meeting on Monday with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of Communication and Information Technology Amr Talat. During the meeting, the President instructed to boost and discover genius elements in the field of technological studies, as they are one of Egypt's supportive powers in its path towards digital transformation. The meeting followed up on strategic projects in the field of communication and information technology, which aim at participating in the state's plan for constructing the Egyptian personality and contributing in boosting the digital economy and providing the best services for citizens. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met on Monday with visiting Yemeni Minister of Defense General Mohammed Ali al-Maqdashi. The presidential spokesman said that the meeting was attended by Minister of Defense General Mohammed Zaki. During the meeting, al-Maqdashi hailed the Egyptian-Yemeni relations in the fields of security and military cooperation. The Yemeni Defense Minister conveyed to President al-Sisi greetings of the Yemeni President Abdurrabbu Mansour Hadi. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi participated on Monday in a meeting with a number of world leaders on climate change via video conference, with the participation of the UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres. The meeting came on the sidelines of the 76th session of the UN General Assembly and was headed by British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Presidential spokesman Bassam Radi said that during the meeting, President al-Sisi asserted the importance of unifying efforts to face the negative repercussions of the climate change and confronting any unilateral decisions, such as building dams, and the President called on the developed countries to reduce gas emissions according to the terms of the Paris Accord and Climate Change International Agreement, especially after the wide forest fires that recently took place in several countries. The head of state reiterated that Egypt is looking forward to hosting the UN 27th session on climate change and expressed hope that the coming session will reach real and efficient outcomes in this file. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi addressed on Monday the United Nations session on sustainable development, which is held on the sidelines of the 76th session of the General Assembly. In his speech, the President said that Egypt gives special importance to achieving the UN SDGs according to its own plan, which corresponds to the citizens' aspirations. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said on Monday that the success Egypt has achieved on many levels over the past years did not come without sacrifices through which the Egyptian citizens demonstrated their abilities to withstand difficulties in order to build a state and to achieve their legitimate goals and aspirations. Addressing the Sustainable Development Session on the sidelines of the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly, President al-Sisi added that Egypt is still continuing at a steady pace, despite all challenges, to implement its ambitious economic reform program that it embarked on in 2016 in cooperation with the International Monetary Fund. Its results have proven to this day the correctness of the Egyptian vision regarding the priorities and requirements of the economic reform. The President emphasized that Egypt has become the subject of wide international praise from international financial institutions and credit rating agencies, and even enabled the Egyptian economy to bear the consequences of the corona pandemic and allow the government to take the necessary measures to mitigate its negative effects. He stressed that the delicate international circumstance requires that nations face very difficult global challenges, to which the outbreak of the coronavirus has added unprecedented dimensions, pointing out that the events that the world has lived through over the past 2 years have proven the inevitability of dealing with the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and its goals according to a comprehensive perspective. President Sisi pointed out that Egypt has been keen from an early age to employ the Sustainable Development Goals and integrate them into its development policies and programs at all levels. Early on Sunday, Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri headed to New York to participate in the 76th session of the UN General Assembly. The Foreign Ministry said in a statement that Shukri will explain Egypt's stance towards a number of current issues and regional developments and means of consolidating the pillars of international and regional peace and security. Foreign Ministry spokesman Ahmad Hafiz said that Egypt's top diplomat is also set to discuss mechanisms for boosting multilateral actions towards issues on the agenda of the UNGA session. Shukri will meet on the sidelines of the event with a number of senior officials from the UN and other regional and international organizations, including the Organization of Islamic Cooperation and Union for the Mediterranean. He is also scheduled to hold bilateral meetings with several participating foreign ministers on boosting bilateral cooperation and enhancing coordination towards common challenges. Minister of Defense, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces General Mohammad Zaki followed up on the ongoing admission tests for the military colleges and the Technical Institute held at the Military College headquarters. Head of the Military College reviewed the different stages of the skills and medical tests and measures taken to ensure transparency. And during his tour, General Zaki discussed with a number of students different kinds of admission tests they took. He hailed the high skills of the applicants. Welcome back. Egypt's stock indices collectively slid in the trading session on Monday after being affected by selling operations of shares in different categories that reduced profits of early trade. The benchmark EGX30 index slid by 1.64%. The EGX70 index for small and medium businesses also slid by 2.71%. The broader EGX100 index also slid by 2.6%. After all indices slid by sales of investors, the market capitalization lost £10.9 billion to close at £706.7 billion amid transactions of about £4.4 billion.